Greetings and thank you for tuning in to the Manifest Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Leema Pasha, Executive Wellness Coach and Business Consultant. I teach women business owners and professionals how to manifest wellness by helping them go from drained to reclaimed. I'm so happy to bring you part two of our episode with Kim Evans, the owner of Two Gorgeous Integrated Health and Wellness Spa. We are going to talk today about finding your happy place. It's so important, especially in these times, that we find our happy place within ourselves and also find people to support us on that journey. So, Kim, can you tell us a little bit more when you may have not been as happy and joyous as you are today and how you got to your happy place where you're now helping others?
Thank you, Leema. That's a very good question. I'll just backtrack just a little bit for those people that are just watching. I'm Kim Evans. I'm the owner of Two Gorgeous Integrated Health and Wellness. I'm a licensed esthetician, a therapeutic massage therapist, and a professional makeup owner. And I actually own Two Gorgeous Integrated Health and Wellness. And I have a brick and mortar business located in Lafayette, California. And I also have an online coaching business where I coach women entrepreneurs to success. So, in this part two section, we were talking about me and Miss Leema. We were talking about finding happy. As a business owner for 25 years, and when I first started the game of the beauty industry, I was not happy. And so, with me, I came from a strong corporate background. Worked for several Fortune 500 companies. My first one being AT&T, Bank of America, Levi Strauss. I had Unum Life Insurance. I had a myriad of experience with corporations before I became an entrepreneur. And as a UC Berkeley graduate, came out the gate as a corporate auditor for Bank of America. And it's like I just wasn't happy and married. So got divorced, my was husband at the time. And, I was on this road of just finding myself and my business and my joy. And in the first podcast, as I talked about, I was more happier doing Mary Kay classes on the weekend in the evening than working my day job. And it was something about the makeup. It was something about how I was able to serve women. So anyway, I'll just say that finding your joy and happiness is so important because it could be a difference from having a breakdown to jumping off of a fifth-story window to gaining 400 pounds. And we as women know what that feels like. And so my journey as I was trying to find my happy and how I discovered beauty, skincare, and wellness. And it's so funny. I got to a place when I opened up my business and I just really became very successful in Orinda. Every time I opened the door, I was so happy, but I was not healthy. I was finding my joy, but I was not healthy. I was making money. Oh, I was making money, but I was not healthy. And so I have to say how important it is as a healer, as a massage therapist, we heal on 4 levels. And this is four levels of energetic shift. And that is the physical, that is the emotional, and that is the mental and the spiritual. Those are the 4 planes of how we heal. So whenever we're going through issues in life, our experiences, and we are broken, our brokenness, our broken consciousness, it must be healed on all 4 planes: the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. You can go and get a fitness trainer and lose all the weight that you want and still not be happy. Emotionally, you could go and get a coach and all the things that you can do and you can still not be happy. In the mental mind, you can have $1,000,000 in the bank and you can still not be happy. You can love and serve God all day long, and that is the crust of a lot in the foundation. But if you don't practice forgiveness and all the other physical, and you're not executing an integrative wellness plan and not eating well and have a great relationship with your body, with food, you're not going to be happy. So, in my experience, as I was unfolding, I just did not find my happy. And this is when the shift came, is when I actually became conscious with my broken consciousness, bringing that back together and really balancing my physical, my emotional, my mental, and my spiritual. That's when I really started being happy. But then again, I wasn't healthy. So let me just say one of the things that's really important when you're on this road is finding and maintaining a strong connection with your spiritual source. Whatever that spiritual source, if it's the universe, whatever the God you serve, whatever your spirituality is, park it. That's the number one. Know the God you serve. Let go of old limiting beliefs. And this is something that will take a time span. It's something that just doesn't happen overnight. And this is why oftentimes you need a coach to do it. The limiting beliefs, when you have these kinds of stories in your mind, I can't do it. I can't be successful in my business. No one will come and buy my services. No one will come and buy, my products. It goes on and on and on and on and on. You have to let go of limiting old belief and you have to replace them with supportive. Once I dug deep into that, oh, things change. You have to experience and feel comfortable with your emotions. And oftentimes we as women, we get so wrapped around our emotions and we're so emotional creatures, but don't allow your emotions to drive you. Oh my God. And being double nickels, it has taken a journey to get to that point. Take good care of your body. I was finding my happy. I was serving others. I was doing what I love. God was allowing permission and giving me commission to do what I can do with facials and massage therapy. But I wasn't taking good care of my body. So that's when we talk about the self care. I wasn't healthy. And then integrating the balance of all four levels. And I love so much, and this is what we learn so much in my degree, the holistic approach to healing. Physical level, the emotional level, the mental level, and the spiritual level. And when you balance those four, you happy all the time. You bring happy to the party. You don't need no one to bring it to you. You are the light in a dark place. You are the salt. You are the preservative. When people see you that they don't know, you transcend race, color, creed, and sex. It don't
Right.
matter. Now you're at an energetic level, which we call the vortex. And when you get into the vortex, you change neurons and protons and everything, and the atmosphere just changes. And when you step and walk into that,
Yes, yes.
woo!
You got the sauce now. You
Woo!
got the secret
Man,
sauce.
oh, that is the sauce right there. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. It don't matter about COVID. It don't matter when you have that.
Right.
And it has taken me that journey at double nickels and being in business for 25 years that I can sit back and I can say, okay, I'm there. I'm part of the club. I'm in the vortex. And when I see my dad, which I love so much, he is one of the most philosophers of life. And when he says, I see joy all over you, it's not about the money, it's about the internal. Can't nobody take that away from you. You turn it up, you turn it down at any time you want. It's a beautiful thing to be there. My grandmother used to always tell me at 97 when God took her, you always be content. Be content in all things. I've learned to be content.
That's beautiful, Kim. Can you tell me about your journey and where you've come from like describe an experience when you were not happy or describe someone who you've seen in a not of happy place and just what
Okay.
that took to get there, what that transformation process was like.
It's interesting that you mentioned it, and I have to mention my was husband because I learned so much being in that marriage was great. I was married close to 10 years. And I have to give him credit because he was the health guru. And he didn't know all those years I was watching him. Let me just segue say, people, human beings, never discount and never stop believing in someone, even when you see them where they are currently is not where they're going to end up. So always have faith in someone and always continue to believe in them, because you don't have the power to change that. Only God. And I say that to say is when I would see him and he was the health guru, he was exercising, he was staying in shape, he was watching what he was eating. I was not. I told you I was trying to find my happy and I was on my journey of doing that. And when I became an esthetician, I became very happy, but I wasn't healthy. And it was so funny because I didn't go to the gym. I didn't work out. I did not make fitness an integral part of my wellness plan. It wasn't until recently I got to that, because I started developing health conditions. And it was my degree that I learned how to counter that. I give you one example. I was actually anemic for a long time. Very, very, this is a very good example. And my doctor at Kaiser, I love him because he was holistic. It's very rare that you find an allopathic doctor that's holistic. And so he would go in there, he's like, Kim, your markers are not looking really good and we need to turn this around, because if not, I'm going to have to give you some iron infusion because it's going to start affecting your kidneys because your anemia is so bad. So long story short, I'm in my holistic program and I'm like, nah, I know what adaptogenic herbs I need to take. I know the foods that I need to do. I knew the leafy greens that I needed to take, and so on and so forth. It was sucking out the color of my skin. It was getting so bad. So long story short, I changed my diet through the knowledge that I was having as I was going through my degree. I put myself on liquid Floradex and a couple of other things that I did. And when I came back, I changed all my markers. And my doctor was like, okay, what you do? What did you do? And I told him what I did. And he was just like, it worked. It was just totally amazing. And it's so, food is your medicine and medicine is thy food. And I'm so glad that I did get that degree so that I can help other people. That was one marker change in my life, is that I began to take the knowledge that I was learning from that degree and I was being able to execute that and really living by that plant-based diet. And everybody know that I preach a plant-based diet. The second thing, when I look back at my husband and how he was doing all this, now today, I have my holistic program where I work out 2 times a week with my fitness trainer, where I'm at the gym 5 days a week, because I know as an executive business owner trying to make it and hustle it, we got to keep ourselves mentally sane and in fit with our diet. I changed the way my relationship was my food. And so don't give up on people. Continue to have the faith. And having the conversation those years, and when he look at me now and it's like, wow, you are amazing, like reverse Benjamin Button's agent. And so I have to say that's the story. I've come full circle and I know that it works when you pull yourself out of certain health conditions by changing your frequency, your mindfulness, and finding your happy place. And that vibration is all continuing. And the most important piece that I tell people all the time is, when you are on the journey of finding your happy place, is find things that bring you joy and attach yourself with that frequency. And I'm not talking about the joy of getting your toes done at a pedicure place. I'm saying really deep things that give you joy. Salsa dancing, really good things, being with your grandchildren, really good thing, building community. Those things, serving other people, being selfless to the heart, opening up your phone. My friends know when they call me, I am very busy. And sometimes I may say, is this something to where you about to jump through a fifth-story window, or is this can wait? What we wait, what is this? Kim, I need you now. I will put down everything and listen. Are you present with others? Are you listening from the heart? Are you giving of yourself? And are you serving? I'm gonna leave you with this one last example. I never forget when I was in Orinda building my business. I happened to be at Safeway. There was a famous Safeway in Orinda. It's really nice. There was an elderly lady. She was there. Everybody knew her. Her name was Ida. She wore these big sunglasses. And so she would come down and she would do her shopping. So one day I was doing my shopping because I like to buy all my fruits and vegetables that I will serve my clients when they come into Too Gorgeous. Because when you come in, you're going to get some snacks and you're going to get healthy snacks and you're going to have water. And so I was picking up some snacks from my spot, and this lady, this white woman, older lady, she was sitting outside, and I was coming in. She said, "Hey, you young lady, I need a ride up the street." And she just yelling and screaming. This is Ida. Everybody know Ida because she got these big sunglasses. Older, elderly white woman, and then they had a center up there for senior citizens. But I'm just sounding this all ties in with energetic flow. She's not looking at me at the color of my skin. Is the Jesus that's in her, that's the Jesus in me, is the God that is in her, that is the God that is me, is the energy, the universe that's in her, that's the energy, that the universe that's in me, is the energy that's in her, that's the energy that is me, is the vortex in her, that is the vortex in me. Why she's looking at me as a human being and say, "Hey, you, I need a ride up the street." And I feel very confident and comfortable that you're going to give me that. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at this white woman and it's like, okay, hold on, I'll be right back. So I go in the Safeway and I'm talking to Lisa, the manager, because I know everybody there at Safeway, had been there for years. I said, "Lisa," I said, "there is a woman outside and she's looking for a ride to go up the street." She says, "and she got these big glass." I says, "Ida?" Oh, everybody know Ida should be. I just want you to know now because I don't want the Channel 7 News to be like this black woman and took this woman into her car, taking her up the street. And it was so funny. We got a big joke out of it. And she said, "Kim, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You could go ahead on and take her up the street, take her wherever she needs to go." So I come back. I said, "Miss Ida," I said, "where do you need me to take you?" She says, "I need you to take me home." I says, "okay." She didn't know me from Veronica. She didn't know me from Susan. She didn't know me from any. She just says, "You." Now you got all these people, all these women that's walking by. Why was she attracted to me? It could have been anybody. We're talking about energy. We're talking about frequency. We're talking about joy. We're talking about where you are. So I give this woman a ride in my car. She says, well, she jumps right on in the front seat. She was so excited. She's like, "Oh my God, I love you. I love your smile. I just love your energy." I didn't know her. I had never met her before. She's in my car. We talking. We going back and forth. I'm taking her up the street and stuff. She's like, "Oh my God, this is so fabulous." And I'm just like, this is just amazing. I'm like, okay, Lord, this is you and this woman and me and you. And we just connecting. And so I come back to say is when you find your joy, people will feel it. When you find your energy, people know it. They become like, "Oh my God," you become the light in a dark place. When you show up, it's just like, yes, they gravitate towards you because you're happy, because you're joyful and you're living it and you're in this vibration, this high level of frequency. That woman,
Yes.
that woman, I saw her quite a bit after that, and it was just really amazing. We became buddies.
Oh my
But
goodness.
when you find that, and let me say, there are going to be times where you're not always so joyful, but at least you begin to understand triggers. And that's another thing that I teach my clients is really identify and knowing those triggers, because the triggers are going to come because the triggers continue. They have to, so that they can build you to be stronger. But the beautiful thing is when you recognize the triggers, they come less. They come less and they become less powerful to you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's powerful. Wow. Yeah. It's like you're shining your light, wherever you go. And
Yeah. And
wow.
that translate into your business. And so it's so important. And then I'll leave you with this with business owners and finding your happy place. People want to do business whom they like and whom they trust, and that they can get the results that they're looking to get. How can you help to better serve them? How can you better push humanity forward, right? To get them to the place of where they need to be. We're not talking about being Dr. Phil. but they can be interdependent and they can be and go forward. And they love giving you money to come to your services because they know that they're going to get a transformation when they come. And that's what you have to think about. I think about when my clients come to see me for facials or for massages, they can be anywhere. They could go anywhere, but they decide to come to me. And so I treat every client like it's their first visit. And I've been doing that for 25 years.
Ooh, yes, yes. Wow. That shows that, choosing a business or maybe the business chose you is so important. It's so valuable because it's like you're doing what you love. You're working out of your passion. So
Right.
that is growing in you and it's developing and blossoming and all the people that you're able to serve. Um, is even more significant because you're doing something that you love. You genuinely are gifted and natural at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think more importantly is how do you stay true to your passion and your focus through ups and downs and through calamities and when your body isn't feeling healthy. And again, you got to go back to these four levels: the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. And when you're out of alignment, you have to be conscious to say, where am I in these four planes where I'm out of alignment? Am I out of alignment with my physical? Well, go exercise and go walk. And that's an example to that. Spend some time in silence away from electronic devices. I tell my clients all the time, you don't need to be with these electronic devices all the time. And when you have dinner, you don't need to have electronic devices when you're having dinner. Where am I out of alignment with my emotional? And let's talk about the emotional. When you're out of alignment with your emotional, the first thing that I go and I do a check when a client comes see me for a massage, and they, again, the physical pain is mainly because it's an emotional pain or something traumatic happened in their life where they have to go back and they have to resolve traumas. Then the thing is, who have you not forgiven? If it's an emotional pain, who did you have out with in the physical that you need to forgive? Where you out of alignment in your mental? So here in your mind, those are the limiting beliefs. Where do you need to bury limiting beliefs and replace them with beliefs that serve you and push you forward? That's where a coach comes in. And then the spiritual. I don't care if you're not serving, whatever. Everybody has to be some kind of a attachment to some form of the spiritual. Where are you in alignment with your spiritual? So when you feel that things are coming upon you or you're out of balance, the questions to ask: where am I out of alignment with the physical, the emotional, the mental, or the spiritual? You'll save you $100 copay by going to by asking. And
That's
then
true.
you do a self study, which is called self awareness. In psychology, then we bring it, as you know, Halima, it's self actualization.
Yes.
When you can come to the meaning of the mind of self awareness and self actualization,
Yeah.
coach yourself.
Yeah, that's powerful when you can coach yourself. One thing I thought about, like a last closing thing, was there may be so many women or people who are doing work that's out of alignment with who they are. Like for example, when you were an auditor at the bank,
Oh,
you're able to see that and make that shift. You
yes.
know, they
Big,
need our help in trying to figure
yes.
out what are their gifts and how can
Oh,
they package those gifts to get to something where they can actually serve other people while uplifting themselves
I got a story.
energetically.
I got
So,
a
so
story.
that's where a lot of people are right now,
I got a
especially during
story.
COVID.
Oh Lord, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Helen, you brought that up as we're ending this. Okay, I got a quick story for you. So I had a client that came in, and it's like, why are you doing this career when you know that that does not bring you happiness? So she comes to me. She's in tears, 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 and she's in big pharma. She's working in big pharma. Tears. tears, tears, tears. And so through my coaching practice, through the end of the hour that we were coaching, what brings you joy? What brings you happiness? I love to design. Design what? I love to design homes and bathrooms. And I just love taking something that's simple and making it so big for a person and creating a masterpiece in their living rooms and things and so on and so forth. So anyway, we went from big pharma to landscape to designing. And I says, is that what brings you joy? Would that make you happy? So long story short, after identifying her true calling and her gift, she quit that job in big pharma and she went and signed up at a university to go into designing. She is one of the top designers in San Francisco and also owns her own practice now designing, which I send her clients to. And so this is what you're doing, Leema. This is what I'm doing, is being able to take people's gifts and talents and experiences from the marketplace to the bank. Because oftentimes, sometimes you get stuck and you don't need to be doing that. You need to be doing something a little bit more that's going to bring you a little bit happiness. And how can we help to redirect and navigate women to find their happy? That's where the money is, not where you think it is. She's making more money now than when she did in big pharma because she's doing what she loves and she's doing her passion. Yes.
Yes. Yes, that's beautiful. So this should help so many people on their journey if they're trying to navigate through change
Mm-hmm.
and find their happy
And it
place.
takes mentors and coaches like us to be able to help and to assist and to facilitate them to do that. As to why I'm loving so much the work that I'm doing now. You guys
Yeah.
got to listen to my podcast show. It's Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans, and Halima will leave the link to listen to it. It's amazing. We talk about beauty, health, and building wealth and travel.
Yes, yes. That's beautiful. I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in today and say manifest wellness with visualization, gratitude, and community. Go ahead and subscribe now and check the description box for more information on ways that you can connect with me in my community and find out more about Miss Kim Evans.
Thank you very much.